Hey guys, it's Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and tonight I want to talk about War Will and cover his Preakness win and if I think he can win the Belmont. But first, I want to thank everybody that subscribed so far. I eclipsed the 200 goal over the weekend. I couldn't have done it without y'all hitting that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more bigger things to come in the future. I plan on starting up a weekly live stream. Due to work and stuff, I plan on making it Saturday morning because that seems to be a time I could do it every week, and plus most of the big race days are on Saturday. And I plan on designing a website and working on building the community so maybe everybody can, communicate and see who they like. And, I've talked to a lot of people in the comments section. I've tried to respond back to most everybody, and there's a lot of cool people in there, and be fun just to talk horses with. But anyways, the Preakness was not very kind to him. If you watch my previous videos, I picked Always Mining and Bourbon War as my two picks. And it's not that War Will winning completely surprised me. Everfast getting second, that surprised me a lot. But the writing was kind of on the wall a little bit for that. But it is what it is. Can't win them all. This Triple Crown season hasn't really been too kind to me. I had the 720 exact in the Kentucky Derby, and that got snatched away with disqualification. And then I just completely bombed the Preakness. My two picks finished 8th and 11th, and then the horse that I said that couldn't get second snuck up and got second. So that's about as worst case scenario as it's going to get, but I'll redeem myself in the Belmont. And if anybody took my picks and went to the track and lost money on it, I want to apologize, but stick with me in the long run. I promise I will make it back up to you and we'll get some winners. But let's get on to the race. And can't really start a Triple Crown race without any controversy these days, as Bodie Express dumps his jockey leaving the gate. I think the assistant had something to do with that, holding onto the reins a little too long. But anyways, they take off. They're going to run a fast little opening quarter mile. I predicted the pace was going to be on the fast side, and it was. My pace projector, if you watch that video of the race, just about set up for that. It's about the only thing I had going right for me the whole Preakness. But they run 22:50, and there's a sprint race on the card. Actually, a couple of them where they run just about the same opening quarter mile for 6 furlong sprint race. So they were flying up front. And War Will's got a nice trip on the inside. But they'll begin to slow it down on the backstretch. So run about a 24-second half, maybe high 23. So they're slowing it down, trying to catch a breather. War Will's here on the inside. Always Mining's about even with War Will, but sitting about 3 wide. And he's just kind of sitting the perfect trip right now. They're running 3/4 in 110.56. Some of the other ones, like Bourbon War's in the back, and he's just not doing anything. He's spinning his wheels. For just a brief second, it looked like Always Mining was going to get on even terms. I watched the race and I got excited for just a second, and then he flattened out badly at the top of the stretch. But War Will's just coming up right there on the inside. He's passing Warrior's Charge right now, and Everfast is just going to fall in right behind him. And War Will's going to win the race. They finished the time in like 1:54 and change. And we'll come over to the race chart. And you'll see 1:54.34. Track record was 1:52.55. So not bad given the way the track was playing that day and some of the other races I looked at. It was a fair race, I think. Looking back, some of the other horses that enter the Preakness, like Everfast, Owendale, Laughing Fox, Win, not Win, but Signal Man, Another Twist of Fate, Market King, they only entered because it wasn't good enough to get to the Kentucky Derby. So I guess the writing should have been on the wall. Generally, Kentucky Derby winners do good in the Preakness, or the ones that finish high in the Derby. But this year, I just wanted to try to beat them because I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in anybody. Even with my 2 picks, my confidence level was maybe like a 5 out of 10. It was just some races when you see horses that are vulnerable, you just try to beat them. And the only two that seemed to make sense for me was always Money because he had ran really good at Laurel Park, and then Bourbon War because he caught that really slow pace in the Florida Derby that he didn't have a chance. And I thought the pace scenario set up really good for him, but he didn't fire for whatever reason. Maybe if they run him in the Belmont, he'll do better. You can't rule Tapas out in the Belmont. But you'll see they cut out the fraction in 22.50, 46.16, 110.56, 135.48. But we'll come to the Sir Barton Stakes, and this kind of makes me question a little bit just how good the race is because it was won by King for a Day. He's a Pletcher horse. He had last raced in the Churchill Downs in that stakes race. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. On the 24th, he had kind of looked like he had a chance to win Turner for home, but that was just a really fast pace that fell apart. And then he came back for this race and raced, but Tonebrook got second, and they cut out fraction of 23.50, which is more reasonable than 46.76, which is about on even terms with the Preakness, just a little bit slower, about 0.6 seconds or 60 seconds slower. Then the Preakness, they run 110.56. Here they pick it up to 110.36. Then the mile 135.12, and the Preakness in 135.48. So they ran faster times in this race. And it's tough to compare because this is a mile and 16th and the other one's a mile and 3/16. But I think it's probably about the same even race, so I'm not sure if Warwell maybe won because the rest of the field was just not that good, or if, maybe this Pletcher horse King for a Day came back to be a really good horse. Time will tell on that. You can't rule Warwell out for the Belmont Stakes because his dam side has ran a lot of long distance turf races, so he's got plenty of distance in his bloodline. His sire side, Warfront, has ran more like mile type races, like 7 furlongs, 1 mile. It's also the same sire to John or Blink here, the horse that scratched from the Derby. But anyways, so time will tell, but you can't rule Royal out for the Belmont because he's got tactical speed, and tactical speed I think is what plays really good at Belmont, especially for the mile and a half. It's not a race that traditionally favors one-run closers because the pace is a lot slower. You'll see a lot of 24, 48, 112, 113 pace that generally favors more front runners. Like if you seen a mile in the 8th race at Gulfstream and they was running those type of fractions, the front runner would just walk away with it. And it's kind of the same at Belmont. The front runners are horses that got the tactical speed, get to set those nice easy tempo fractions, and the one-run closers who generally run that kind of sustained pace throughout the whole race and catch the pace that's falling apart don't really get that advantage. There's been some exceptions, like Creator won back in 2016, but that was a really, I won't say extremely fast-paced Belmont, but Creator kind of had that style, just kind of grind away, and that was a perfectly suited race, and the pace heated up enough with Gettysburg, who was ironically purchased for and sent to the Asmussen barn like a week before the Belmont. But can't rule out Warwell. He is going to get stiffer competition in the Belmont. It's looking like right now Spinoff's going to be in there, Tacitus. So competition should be better. I'm not going to leave Warwell off my tickets. He's going to be used defensively he's not going to beat me twice. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and there'll be more videos to come.